We are living in a weird time right now. Our food channels where we get our protein and depend on getting good quality meat is in jeopardy. And one way to add sustainability for your family and your family's protein is to raise rabbits. But before you jump in, we need to go over the top 5 mistakes to avoid before you start raising rabbits. Hey y'all, my name is Bo Brotherton with Better Together Life, and yes, the Shed to House Facebook group. My family, we moved from suburbia to our 7 acres here in Central Texas, and we converted a shed into our full-time house. And one of the things that we did in suburbia was we started raising rabbits, and we were able to learn a whole lot of mistakes along our way with raising rabbits that I want to pass on to you. Now let's jump right into it. All right, so these are in no particular order, but I think I have probably 15 mistakes to avoid that I'm gonna do a couple of other videos after this, but this is the top 5 that I think are the most important mistakes to avoid. All right, before we start, I know a lot of people are interested in our full rabbit breeding course of how to raise rabbits, all the things that I can't show you here on YouTube. We're gonna be releasing a course this summer. Hit the description link down below, and whenever we release this course midsummer, we are going to be giving you guys the biggest discount of any online course for raising animals ever. Like whenever some people say, like, oh, I'm giving the first discount of this much. No, this is going to be a killer discount if you go and pre-join and sign up to get this rabbit course first. It costs you nothing. Go sign up so that we know how many people are wanting this so that we can plan and give the best discount possible. Go get the link down below. Let's do it. Number 1 is going to be the flooring of your hutch that you're going to build for your rabbits. This was something that I did not have an issue back in suburbia. Is whenever I went and while I was building my hutch, I needed to find, you need to build a cage. So you need to find the wire to be able to give them a nice secure home so that predators don't come in, like raccoons, possums, wild dogs, even a neighbor's dog can break into your rabbits and eat them. I went to Tractor Supply and I asked the person there, I don't know why I took their word, but they told me to do 1/4-inch hardware cloth all the way around, which is a good idea because no little raccoon hands can get through it. It's not a bad idea. And they also told me to do 1/4-inch on the bottom. That was, I just have to say, that's not the best idea. Do not do 1/4-inch hardware cloth. No professional rabbit breeder does that. And if I've tried to, anytime that someone says, hey, I'm interested in raising rabbits, I always try to say, hey, I would do things different and I would not use 1/4-inch hardware cloth for the bottom. For me, we didn't have sore hocks in suburbia, but then once we moved here, I don't know, but our awesome rabbits started getting sore hocks. It's sores on their feet, and it just broke my heart because they're not thriving. I needed to replace the wire. So what I ended up buying was a 16 gauge PVC coated 1/2-inch by 1-inch wire. You guys, this is thick. It is super thick. It's nice and soft. Whenever they came in, you can just tell that they just really preferred this type of wire, and it went in so good. I'm gonna put a link down below to an Amazon affiliate link just to share with you. If you find it somewhere else, definitely go for it, but an easy link to be able to find that. When you're building your hutch, do not go with 1/4-inch hardware cloth. If you want to just go 1/2-inch by 1-inch wire, it is at least better than hardware cloth. Sorry, this is 1/2-inch hardware cloth, not 1/4-inch. 1/4-inch, their poop would never come through. Their poop barely falls through with the 1/2-inch hardware cloth. But definitely you want to go with the 1/2-inch by 1-inch wire versus the hardware cloth, and if you can get it PVC coated, that's even better. The jury's out on whether or not they're going to chew on the hardware cloth. I just don't think they are. I just don't think that their mouths are going to do it. We also have wood in this hutch that if they need to like sharpen their teeth or chew on something, they have that. But we also give them free choice hay and food and plenty of water, so they shouldn't go to chew on that. All right, number 2, the second mistake that you want to avoid when raising rabbits is overheating. Rabbits are very, very cold climate tolerant. What they cannot handle very well is heat. They cannot handle the hot climate. Now, we are in Texas and it is very hot here. So things that we do for our rabbits to be able to get them out of the heat is you want them to face east. That means that when the sun comes up, it is the coolest amount of heat that they can be able to get. That would be the number 1 thing. Otherwise, you could do south maybe, but that's really because you want to get the most sun. You really want them to be blocked off from the western heat. So orientation, that's the top thing. Second thing, you want them to be in shade. Now, I would probably argue that shade is more important, but if you have shade and orientation, put them in the shade and make them face east. They get a little bit of sun in the morning, but then once it's overhead, I mean, we're just covered in trees. So they really are in shade all day long. And then the west is over here. We have this big giant oak and they are in no sun. Another thing that we do is we have a fan on our rabbits to be able to get them some fresh air. So I have right here, I'll show you, is I have this big, box fan that I got at Home Depot. And I also function stack this fan. I have a no-seam netting on the back of it. And so as the air is coming in from the back, it sucks through that no-seam, and all of the bugs, all of the mosquitoes and other kinds of bugs that nobody likes, that sucks through, and then all of those bugs get sucked and stay onto that no-seam netting. Rabbits get all the fresh circulation of air going through, and then all of those bugs get dehydrated from that fan. They're dead, they're dehydrated, not killed with any chemicals. Then I can just take that netting, shake it out into my chickens, and they will eat all those bugs. Function stacking. Another idea is your hutch design. For us, I wanted it to have a very, very tall design to have plenty of ventilation before I have my roof. A lot of people put frozen water bottles in there and then you just switch those things out. We did that the first summer that we raised rabbits. Then we also did, like, if you can get like a dish of water, sometimes they'll put their feet into the water and cool themselves off. I would say that rabbits probably prefer a dish of water more than the water bottles, and we'll do that from time to time if it gets really hot. The main thing, guys, breed for heat tolerance of your rabbits. All right, taking you on a little field trip here. This is our rabbit tractor for our grow outs, and the third mistake that I made whenever I first did our rabbit tractor was that I wanted them to be on all of the fresh grass. I didn't want them to have any kind of barrier to the ground. I was super excited that we were going to have happy animals with their feet in the grass. And I made that mistake. And they burrowed out. They escaped every single day. And it was the biggest pain in the butt. It was such a pain that I don't want you to have to make that mistake. So you need to add some sort of barrier, unfortunately, on the bottom of your rabbit tractor when you're growing out your meat rabbits. Otherwise, they're going to burrow out and they're going to escape. It does not matter how many times you move them each day, they're going to get out. Once they figure out and they're old enough that they can get out of there, they are going to figure it out. So I've seen people do slats of wood. I think that would be really good. I would rather try that. I tried to build up that exterior of the bottom a little bit more so that they couldn't see daylight, so that they would have to work harder to see that daylight to get out. It didn't matter. They still were able to get out. So I ended up using some wire fencing on the bottom so that they couldn't get out. I don't like that because then the grass is coming through and they're eating through the metal. It's not my favorite, but it did keep them safe and inside. And you need to protect your investment, because if you're putting all of this energy into them, you want to be able to keep them alive until the day that you either sell them or they go to freezer camp. Let's head back over for the fourth biggest mistake is not smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because it really helps out my channel. The fourth mistake that I see new rabbit breeders make is they do not respect, and I did not respect, the dangerousness of these rabbits' back legs. You guys, you can call them the nails, you can call them claws, whatever. If you think that you've been scratched bad by a cat, you have never been scratched by a rabbit. They will tear you up. I mean, all rabbit breeders have, you know, scars on their forearms by handling the rabbits. And I have no shame. Whenever I am breeding, I wear sleeves and shirts that I don't care about. And I also wear gloves. And I hold them. So what you want, I mean, you just want to get them. You want to get them tight. You want to tuck it in. You want to get those legs in. And I put their nose right in here and I get them. And you tuck their head in there and you get them close. And then you open the cage, put them in. We made that mistake and I would be bleeding like crazy because I did not respect the power of their back legs. Everybody that we have helped with rabbits, they have had the same thing. You gotta respect those legs. All right, here it is, the last one. Let's do number 5. All right, the last one, number 5, the 5th mistake that I see new rabbit breeders making that you need to avoid. It is always super funny whenever this happens. For us, because it sneaks up on us all the time, and also for new breeders, it is not having a plan on what to do with the bunnies when they start multiplying. We've all heard the saying of breeding like rabbits. Well, rabbits do breed like rabbits. We all have heard about chicken math, that you get one chicken, then you get another chicken, and then bam, they explode and you have lots of chickens. Rabbits are a different thing. You don't really want that because most chickens come out somewhere. They either live in a coop or something. You can contain them a little bit. With rabbits, they are solitary animals. So they don't like to be grouped together. Otherwise, they're gonna start fighting with each other. And so if you breed the way that you're supposed to, you're going to have a lot of bunnies very soon. And this is the scariest part about it. If you have kids, we love rabbits because we love teaching our kids genetics with our rabbits. But here's the scary thing. Bunnies are cute. And so if you're a parent, especially if you homeschool, especially if you have your kids take part in raising the animals, the cutest thing about raising rabbits are not the big breeders. They're the baby bunnies. When these fur balls are just young and they're cute, you want to promise your children anything and you want to say, okay, fine. This first round, these are pets. And we did that exact same thing. You're going to make these promises of what to do with these bunnies and not have a plan to either sell them to someone else who wants to breed the rabbits or pets or meat or whatever they want to do. You don't sell the rabbits and you don't commit right away that you're going to put them in a crock pot. So you end up having one litter and then the next thing you know, you want to make more, and then the next thing, your entire 4-bay hutch is full of bunnies and they're about to start wanting to fight and then they want to breed. It is crazy, and then you have to make the quick decision and you have to start building a new hutch. So that is the last mistake. You need to know what you're going to be doing with your rabbits from the very beginning. This is how many rabbits we're going to have. This is how many rabbits we're going to keep. These are the ones that we're going to cull. These are the ones that we're going to sell. These are the ones that we're going to put in our freezer. You need to have that plan right away. Otherwise, you're going to be building tons of hutches and just keeping all of the cute ones. I promise they're all cute in the beginning. It's just the same as a kitten. We all love kittens, but what happens with every single kitten? They all grow into cats. Baby bunnies are cute, I love them, but they turn into rabbits that will jack you up because you can't play with them anymore. You can't hold them and pet them anymore because they're too strong, they're too big, and they don't want to be held. So you need to know what to do with your rabbits from the very, very beginning. Did I beat that dead horse enough? Like, know what to do with your rabbits from the beginning. You have to. Don't make that mistake. Please, don't make that mistake. All right, so let me know what I missed down in the comments below, and don't forget to go hit the description down below to sign up for the rabbit course so you don't miss it. All right, we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.